Hello everyone and welcome to the Deadlock Collegiate Series. We got a great best of two here for you between the University of North Alabama and the University of North Carolina. We're trying to find out who are the Monarchs in the North. I'm from the UK. I don't even know if they're both in the North. Forgive my geography. I'm joined here by my lovely co-caster Mox. Mox, how's it going? You excited for some good Deadlock?
I'm excited for some interesting Deadlock. We have some teams that are a little bit lower in the rating, but that doesn't mean that we'll see bad Deadlock. Just some interesting selections and interesting heroes, and we're definitely going to have a fun time about it. So it's looking pretty good so far. Just to help you out geographically, Alabama and North Carolina, not too far apart from each other. It might be a distance of like a Spain to maybe like let's say Eastern or Portugal to France. Let's call it that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not too far.
You know what? I'll take that. You know, they're basically right next to each other. Handshake. You know, they're gonna walk up on it. It's gonna be fine. So, I'm new to the collegiate Deadlock scene. So, I'm assuming everyone's got signature heroes that they love to see. But what do you want to see, Mox? Like, what are we wanting to see from you? Like from these guys? Do you want to see the dirty calicos, the nasty Morin Krills, or do we want just peak ethical gameplay?
A little bit of both. I really like whenever we land inside of a competitive setting, I really want to see if teams are communicating and coordinating around an objective. That's usually the sign of people who have practiced together, kind of know tendencies and things like that. So I'll be keeping my eye on like the big macro ideas, but I will be interested to see who's got the more interesting one tricks out of their hero pools. Like what if we saw Sinclair, a notoriously high skill ceiling hero? Like what if one of these guys is just a monster Bolt Sinclair player? That would be a movie.
That would be a movie. And Sinclair, it is one of the worst heroes to go up against when someone's good at that hero. I feel like there's not many that I would hate more than to run into a Sinclair. If I see a Sinclair in my lane and he's just curving the bolts, I'm having to dodge like the world is on fire. It's the worst. There we go. We got our teams. Some good names on here. I'm not like that's what I like. I like seeing the good usernames. Like we got a Ghost and an Enlightened. I want to see them two duke it out. Anyone here that we need to keep our eye on?
$12 and what?
True.
What's the $12? $12 might buy you like a small lunch these days. I'm not sure what goes along with that name.
It's true. Maybe getting a Subway. You can sponsor us. I think. I don't know, but
Oh, production just chimed in. Thank you. It's $12 and change. All right. Well, I didn't actually want the answer. I kind of liked it.
I liked the mystery.
But now we know it's $12 and change. So I will actually call them by their full name every moment in game.
Do you think the change gives them more souls in the game? Like, are they getting eggs, or is it just purely aesthetics?
Oh man, speaking of, I do wonder, like, I hope we see a lot of eggs today. I think
yes,
it is a decent-ish item. If we want to talk like actual difficult comp Deadlock, like it is pretty good item on some heroes. I have a bad feeling we're going to see it on too many heroes, and along with that, everybody's favorite item in the game, Trophy Collector. I have a feeling that we'll see a few of those, but you know, that makes for some interesting late game potential as people can start to pocket extra money from different positions. But we'll have to keep an egg counter, as it were, see how many we
can
get.
We get the dozen? Can we go and get a dozen in this day and age? Can it be done?
What if they handshake a pre-lobby for 12 full eggs?
Definitely. I've been trying. Speaking of egg, I've been really trying to sing Egg's praises with my like main play group, and let me tell you, they are not for it. They're against protein. They're against the vitamins. They don't want those extra souls. They just keep telling me it's bad. And I keep buying it. And sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, and I expect that's kind of what we're going to see here, because, as you said, not the highest level of Deadlock, but that's what makes it good. That's the exciting parts. We want to see the plays and the misplays.
Everybody in Twitch chat's gonna sit around and be like, "Oh, these guys are whatever, but I could be okay."
Do it.
I'm gonna check your stat locker. You are Initiate 3 as well. Like I'm watching. I'm watching you out there. I see you.
That's true. Do a stat check. Can we, production, can we do that? Can we just turn this into a stat check? We'll have the game on, and then just on the side.
We'll do a picture-in-picture of the producers,
Yes.
like Google and Twitch chat users, like, what is their stat?
Exactly. We do have a good spread of stats here from what I can tell as well. So we got averages of Oracle, we got some Air Mystery going on. It's going to be good because it's worlds colliding, because right now the matchmaking's not that great. We can tell it. Yoshi, shoot me if I'm lying, Yoshi. The matchmaking's not great. So sometimes I'll like, on my way up in ranks, I'll get into a lobby and I'll get stomped by an Oracle player. And I'm like, brother, I just got into Ascendant. How am I getting stomped in this lobby? And then other times I'm just dog walking in Ascendant. So it is really all to play for, especially because there's so much in the 3D movement. Are there any heroes you want to see, like outside of Sinclair, we said, where it's like you think in these type of lobbies they can get away from it? Obviously there's like Calico, but anything else?
Viscous has really climbed up in power since the latest patch, and Viscous is similar to Sinclair. You're either a Viscous one trick or you've played the hero one time because Street Brawl randomed it for you. Like that's it. So you either have somebody who's played 800 games of Viscous or one game of Viscous. So I do think that perhaps some of these teams might opt for. I think that would be a very interesting thing, but you can dig through a little bit of their profiles. You see a lot of kind of normal things. I think the one that would have stood out previously as an unusual pick is the McGinnis. Just looking over the UNCC team, I see a McGinnis 100% top heroes, and I'm like, in previous iterations of Deadlock, I would have laughed and been like, yeah, okay, that's the rating that we're at. But like, McGinnis is a big power pick right now, and she's very, very strong.
That ulti build feels pretty nasty to go against. Suddenly she's doing 2,000 damage from halfway across the map on top of your head. I do wonder, because right now Deadlock doesn't have many bans. So what gets the bans here? Obviously in really high Deadlock, we're seeing a lot of Celeste bans, and then sometimes Silver bans. But you know, it's that second one's a bit more flex, I feel. So it's gonna be interesting if these teams just have heroes that are like, we don't want to see it. And is Victor gonna be a big power pick here? Because Victor's right now thrive on the ability to not be shut down, and you would imagine in these type of lobbies that might be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it definitely is, and Victor is one of those noob stomping heroes a little bit, for lack of a better phrase. Like the problem with Victor is that when he gets online, he's unstoppable. Good teams know how to stop him from getting to that point, but it is one of those things. But I think these are pretty standard bans so far. I think the Moan Quill and the Wraith are kind of on the upper echelon of the modern conjecture of like, this is annoying, I don't want to deal with it. I would stick a couple other heroes in that spot, specifically the McGinnis that we were talking about before, maybe even the Victor. These teams might know that one another have a Victor player, and I've seen them banned pretty unusually in similar tournaments that have kind of a similar ranking setting, but for now we'll see if they decide to pick it elsewhere. But so far pretty standard bans, I think, between the two teams.
Yeah, pretty standard bans, and then a pretty standard first pick with that Abrams, but into the Ivy. I'm really enjoying that kind of utility Ivy that you see in the late games, where they're just dropping the bombs, dropping the curses, dropping the vortex webs, and just being so obnoxious. So I like to see the prio here, because it's really hard to deal with those in a chaotic lobby, and I imagine that's kind of what we're going to see.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good. It's crazy that she was so good before. She has so many tools, and despite Yoshi kind of like reworking the entire kit, still 1.5 million tools and just as powerful, if not arguably even better than she might have been before. Yeah. So you know, she just has a lot of good options, and it's not like with some of the other heroes where they were like, okay, well, we're going to angle this more towards gun, or we're going to angle this more towards spirit. They're like, no, she's got an angle for, you know, being a healer, being a spirit damage dealer, being a gun carry. So like, she's got all those angles available. Doorman, interesting second pick, because it's a little bit more difficult to play, but very popular lately. And if you're one of those people that is susceptible to like never buying counter spell, like this hero can pop off with the latest additions to his kit.
Yeah, especially with the, I mean, are we going to see those Walker shenanigans? Are we going to see people thrown into fountains? I hope so. Venator going to come up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You think we're gonna see
I
it?
think we are. Yeah, I think we are. I think we are. I think we are.
Okay, spoiler alert.
Let me throw this out there for the world. I was a doorman believer before he got changed. I was literally working on notes. I've got it pre-patched. I said like X, Y, Z, like these are things that doorman needs. But the qualifier was if they go too far, he's going to be overtuned, and they went too far, so he is overtuned. But he's still difficult
Yoshi,
to play.
get on it. Get on it.
He's still difficult to play
far.
in his best forms, but the funny part in between is the Walker abduction shenanigans that I think we'll very likely see, because it's not that hard to execute, and you do get good results, unfortunately, from it. I think the Venator is a really strong pick.
Only needs to work once.
Exactly.
Venator coming out, and then a Shiv with the follow-up. I'm pretty proud coming out from North Alabama here. You'd love to see, I know, a bit more frontline from North Carolina. Right now, it does feel like North Alabama are just holding W and then running you down.
Definitely. I think there's enough in the frontline hero pool, and they've really not been banned out yet, that North Carolina aren't really punished for these kind of early picks. Although I do agree with you, because I think North Alabama already has two incredibly powerful things. You could say that Abrams kind of fallen in that respect, but he's still always going to be useful because giant AoE stun and repeatable multi-hero stun in the shoulder charge. So the Warden is an interesting grab. I think the hero's kind of fallen a little bit in the favors. There's a lot of, well, not a lot, but a couple different ideologies in building him since the changes, which includes the maxing of Cage, which now silences until you escape the Cage area, which is an incredibly powerful change.
Definitely. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Okay, I was going to say about these bans, Rem and Page have just been completely ignored in this first wave, and I feel like those two heroes get handshaked quite a bit. So Rem gone, maybe North Carolina going to pick up the Page, so they have that utility in that support slot. Maybe they're expecting Ivy to fulfill that role, because whenever I've seen a Page and an Abrams, my gosh, is that a terrifying lane to go against. So I personally, if I was North Carolina, be looking to kind of take away that Page if they have a Page player. Are there anything that you feel like should have been picked up that's been kind of missed?
I think the most surprising thing is probably Kelvin, because Kelvin has really gone up in terms of priority, got really good changes to his kit. And he's also a very user-friendly hero. It's very hard to not be effective on him because they gave his healing grenade inherent healing, and Dome is just obviously always very, very strong. He can be sometimes difficult to use, but I just think he's like such a commonplace hero for people who do play supports.
God,
they kind of ignore that and they grab the Dynamo instead, which
so happy.
Honestly, for Dynamo believers, anybody who watches like Saya videos, who's arguably one of the best supports, if not just general players in North America, has a very high take on Dynamo in competitive play. We might not see it in every fight night or something like that, but there's something to Dynamo. There will always be something to Dynamo because he's got Singularity, but I think there's something
the ability to just press Singularity and turn a complete team fight is it's unmatched. It's one of the best. I mean, I did say it's unmatched, but then you got the person who can kind of match it in the Lash with the follow-up. They've both gone for those big wham bam, thank you ma'am, team fight ultis. I love that. This is the best type of Deadlock, in my opinion, when there's these huge ultis popping off. And I'm a huge Dynamo believer. I think you can punch above your weight class, and I think you can stomp a game with Dynamo. I think he's so versatile in that regard. I think Lash is a decent response though.
Definitely is. And you were talking about the Page potentially. Like if you North Alabama Gaming get Lash and Page here, they have two answers. You know, at all times they have two answers between Death Slam and the Rallying Charge to kind of cancel out a Singularity. So it'll be on North Carolina kind of buy their. Oh, there they go.
There it is.
Perfect prediction. So it'll really be on our Dynamo player from North Carolina to buy their Unstoppable, their BKB. Make sure they don't get canceled in this situation. But that's a really, really strong lineup from North Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, and it's looking kind of, dare I say, professional. Like, the only thing that kind of maybe doesn't suit it is the Lash, but even then we've seen Lash come out in those night fights. They've been doing their homework on what the bigger, like, you know, melee creeps and Abrahams have been rocking with in these past few weeks. How do they finish it though? Because obviously they've got the Venator probably going to be their M1 carry, and I feel like the 6th hero in most comps is very nebulous. It maybe feels like we need a bit of pick, although she can kind of maybe, I mean, if it was Night Shift, it'd be like Paradox, someone lock it in. Where is the Paradox? But do they even go for that? Maybe they go for a backup. Is Hayes going to get picked up? Does Hayes have prior here? Oh, Infernus.
I would like to agree that Hayes has prio, or suggest that she has prio, but every time you see a Hayes kind of at these bracket ratings, they kind of just go damage, and it's not really what the team kind of needs in this spot.
It's true.
Although it does take a natural or potential counter away from the Lash, so maybe they are thinking something along those lines. It is interesting. We kind of neglected to talk about the entirety of the pick hero pool, which was completely ignored. North Carolina rounds out with 2 less popular heroes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think the Graves kind of falls into what we were kind of talking about earlier about interesting heroes that we might not really think Graves fits right in, because she's not tremendously powerful, but she can be incredibly annoying if you don't know how to deal with her. And I'm just thinking, like, who's going to be able to match that lane pressure from the side of North Alabama, because you're going to want Venator in a lot of these team fights. So maybe North Alabama Gaming want to think about something that has more global pressure. Mirage is still available to be taken.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. I think the main fear I have is, while they'll have that lane pressure on the Graves, North Carolina's full comp looks it's so killable. Like, they have these big AoE ultis in the Dynamo, in the Infernus, and they have some pick with their Doorman. But if there is an Abrams running you down, you don't particularly want to use the Infernus ult or a Dynamo just on an Infernus, which means that in these small skirmishes, they don't have that many tools to you know, delay North Alabama from taking these small skirmishy fights. But as soon as a team fight comes out, they've got all the buttons they can possibly press. But it does worry me, because I feel like the team fight in this game, with movement and items flying around everywhere, it can be really hard to pull it off. But then, of course, North Alabama may just walk into a singularity. They may just do it.
I will say, like, Calico here, 6th pick for North Alabama, kind of goes crazy, because she can blow up Doorman, Infernus, and Graves before they even get online. But they're going to double down on the support. Okay, I will say, I've seen cheeky angles where players will go like a Page damage or a Kelvin damage, and they definitely can fill into these roles, especially when you're talking about people running some more niche builds.
Mox, are you trying to prep me for a gun Page? Is that what you're doing right now? Are you trying to say, Venz, take a deep breath, you might see a gun Page?
I wasn't thinking gun Page. That is a little bit old school to, like, the launch days of Page.
Okay.
I have a max Conjure Dragon, like, you know, rapid recharge, like Spirit Haze, and I'm not gonna say it's awesome, but I mean, it could do something. It could do something for sure.
It could do some stuff and some things.
100% stuff could get done.
I mean, you know what? You get that Boundless Spirit and the Soul Burn on the Page. Unlet Dragon's looking a bit scary. Looking Smaug up in here. But this is going to be our teams. Who do you like on the surface? If you had to go your gut instinct, who are you taking here?
I don't think it's super hard to, like, go with this gut instinct, but North Alabama has, like, the obvious tools. I think if there's anything we can start to, like, talk about potential execution or team play that might be lacking, where North Carolina can kind of just ease through the game and make unconventional picks look like really, really good. But on paper, North Alabama have the right heroes. So it's just going to be about execution and team play.
Definitely. No, I think I couldn't have said it better myself. Look, my soul wants to go with North Carolina simply because my co-caster said the opposite, but also because they've got singularity, and I just want to see a 6-man singularity so bad. It's such a fun thing to watch with Deadlock. but also it is worth noting, if North Alabama give that, then that is a huge mistake they've just made, because they have the ability to avoid it. Maybe we get a Kelvin ulti into it. Who knows? With the possibilities, they're endless. And we are into the game. So what are we looking at with our lane? So it looks like we got the Lash Venator against the Infernus Doorman, Shiv Kelvin versus the Graves Dynamo, and then Paige Abrams classic lane against that Warden Ivy. What are you feeling? Do you think, in terms of which lane we need to keep our eye on the most?
Eye on the most, like this Infernus Doorman duo is a little bit scary because these players might wind up eating a little bit too much of the afterburn. As we see right now, we're already burger boxing, and look at Lash's HP down at 200s already. I mean, Call Bell and afterburn are going to put down a lot of punishments, so luckily smart enough to buy some early healing rights here is Sky Aura. And that's going to be a tough one. I do think that the mid lane is a little bit interesting too, but you could say that it is a bit of a stall lane. But Shiv Calvin really should have the better of that mid. So left is a little bit more stally. Obviously, Paige Abrams can be very explosive, but Ivy and Warden will kind of like never lose lane pressure. So I think you know, left is a wash, mid is really, really good for North Alabama, and right lane is really good for.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see these equal kind of threats. Paige is such a strange laner because she feels so oppressive. And then if you put her with an Abrams, she feels even more oppressive. And I think that's going to be a real big pressure point for this team. If they could get this Abrams off to a good start, running around, causing chaos, the Paige always there to back them up. So I'm Swart Venator getting super low. Actually gonna go down here under the tower. Headshot from downtown from this Infernus, and this lane on the right already proven to be monstrous with this Infernus Doorman combo.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this afterburn is going to be the biggest trap this game. They're going to just stick their noses out a little bit too far, a little bit too often. And Lash goes down as well, so 2 kills go over their way. I'm telling you, this afterburn is going to cook for like almost no good reason. And that duo with like just the Call Bell on top of afterburn, like they're going to be so sad in that right lane.
Oh, I need to get on my soapbox about Call Bell sometime. I hate laning against that. That ability just does too much damage. And yeah, putting it with the Infernus is going, I mean, as we've already seen, it's already picked itself up 2 kills. It's going to be horrible from this moment on. But if they're catching up to tower, should be okay. I imagine we'll see Lash move away from the lane pretty early to give Venator some solo farm, maybe try some plays with the ulti from Lash to avoid it. But what can Infernus get during that time? That's the real question.
Yeah, it's about how big he can get in that time. As you know, we're past the 2-minute mark, so we'll start to see. It looks like Infernus is pretty good about running back and grabbing boxes, trying to optimize those farm timings so far. So pretty decent recognition of kind of the general metas. I do wish to see some early rotations into different lanes. That's kind of the state that Deadlock is in right now. I'm just not sure that we'll see it. At these kind of ratings, we might see a 12-minute laning phase or something along those lines. But Lash, too far forward, catches the afterburn, the cart drops some extra damage on top.
He's just gonna die.
Dash just gonna make sure, continues to burn away. So another kill goes away this right lane.
Just gonna get brought down there. The Flame Dash does so much damage in these early levels, especially when you're out of position, and just gonna get punished for it. We do see.
Ooh, our egg tracker. By the
Oh yeah. What we do? So we got 1 egg on the Dynamo. So someone take notes. I'm gonna start writing it down.
Yeah, somebody keep track in chat. I think we'll be able to do it. I'm actually surprised we don't see more. I was totally expecting producers to open up tab. Yeah, I thought we would see it on Kelvin and Paige both as well. So
guys, we got to get the eggs in
after their first prize. But yeah, there's no protein maxers in this game.
Where's the protein maxes, man? What's going on? That's crazy. I mean, it probably makes sense. You know, you don't want to you want that early damage, but I don't know, a little bit disappointed. Where's my dozens of eggs? Where's my dozen of eggs? Paige gonna get this cam instead of the Abrams. And
you know what?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Maybe we'll see complete domination out of this Mercury Dynamo, and then game 2 we'll see like a plethora of egg. It'll be like egg was the reason for the season.
They're gonna start eggs maxing. Oh, good parry there onto the Warden. Aim's there, going to get the 2 heavy melees into the charge. Don't get immobilized by the Binding Word. Doesn't quite get out of that. And not going to keep on with the chase. So Warden gets a little bit of a love tap there, but the gun room goes over to the Abrams. There's now a fight in the middle lane. He should just be fine. Does get the grasping hands off. But Shiv going to go forward, actually. Looks like he wanted to get more. Will back up. Nope, now 250 help gets the quantum entanglement. Back to safety and the heal. But, man, this Graves taking a lot of punishment in this lane.
Yeah, they nerfed Shiv, guys. This hero is nerfed.
Totally, yes.
Yeah, put 2 daggers into him, lose 800 HP. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's good here.
It's good. But the dash does less damage, so he's less strong.
Oh yeah, and then execute isn't point and click, it's just also a mobility tool now.
Exactly. Now we're cooking. Speaking of cooking, Infernus really putting down that lash. I think he went forward for the parry on the tower, going for the Veneto, pops out the ulti, stun will land, has to get out with a flame dash. Will make it look easy though. Veneto ulti going for that doorman, digging and zagging into the hotel. I almost started seeing Hotel California. DMCA is on standby. Will just be backing up on the doorman. Doesn't want to try and turn that into a kill. So a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing down here in the right lane.
A lot on the other side.
True, they're just throwing ults.
Just had to play into it, but a lot of ults, but a lot of nothing to come for it. We just sort of looked at each other for a bit. Crimson Skies and the TFK. They're both kind of half HP. Well, actually, no, the TFK is pretty healthy. He does have Page in his pocket there, so we are keeping things interesting. Dynamo's newly nerfed Stomp. Not very scary anymore. Those, look at the daggers. Minus 500, minus 550. Yeah.
Ooh.
Holy moly.
Very, very balanced though, as because like there's 2 5s. It's nice and balanced out if you think about it. That's
what if there were 3 5s?
Oh, I thought that might be too much. That might be too much. I don't think I can handle that. Now there's going to be a Kelvin out in the middle lane. Gets the kill on the Wraith. Kelvin trying to get out of this one with the Ice Path. Will manage it. So it looks like he was trying to save his Shiv, unable to get it off. That was a singularity used there from Dynamo, so now doesn't have it for quite a long time. Flash down, meanwhile, going to take the bell to the face, burning down and dying on the steps. Cooked medium rare by the Infernus there. Came too clean. Kind of living up to the name right now.
Very, very clean. Good start for them so far. I think that was a 3-kill streak already.
Yep.
Very, very much handling this right side lane. He's pretty miserable. I'm hoping that they realize it's time to kind of move around and go somewhere else. But as I said previously, we're probably in for some longer laning phases as nobody has even moved for their Sinners that have been up for 10 seconds. And if you play a little bit higher on the leaderboards, those would have been gone off the rip. So
Sinners are for losers. They do damage to you. Why would I want to take them? They're mean.
Venator would never hit a Sinner, right?
Never.
He's just a blessed man.
That's against everything he stands for. A lot of pressure coming down on this tower. Kelvin almost dying to a zombie.
My goodness.
There. Has to go back to base. Hey, whoa! Venator, you can't listen. We got to talk. You kind of made the casters look a bit silly there. We got to run that
stream
back.
Looks like shit.
What the hell, guys? Like, what the?
We might not have a job next week.
Oh gosh, I just started. Well, into the hotel he goes. Not even going to go for the finish. Lash will die in the meanwhile. Quick karate chop there from the doorman. Has the ulti going, the Iridomine, trying to get a kill with it. Does not happen with that Blessed Bolt, and it will be Infernus getting himself a 5-kill streak. This Infernus is running away with it. That was technically a pun because he's got a running spell. I'm so funny.
He has double the net worth of Lash and Kelvin. Like, he's a massive problem on this Infernus right now.
And definitely a hero that does well with an early lead. Like, Infernus can very much push an advantage when he's got it. And it looks like he is willing to take in the Guardian, taking their camp on the side there. A little bit of a skirmish mid, shouldn't really lead to much. And that Shiv wants it. Throwing out those daggers, trying to get that 550 damage going. But Graves walks forward.
double money maxer. I called this potential, and we have it. Thanks here to Mercury for kind of making me look like a genius. But the egg and trophy collector combo.
He's getting it all. Stonks. Shiv very low underneath the walker here. Down here looks like he wants to try and go for it. It's Page. We're going to go to underneath the tower. Should be fine. Has that disarming hex. I like that early disarming hex buy, especially when this Infernus is kind of running away with the game. Sorry, that one wasn't intentional. Any items these counter buys you want to see people pick up like quickly? Obviously we've got knockdown we want to see them get. Do we want to see a slowing hex? Is this a slowing hex game? Not sure.
So I mean, if North Alabama Gaming are the true gamers that I know them to be, they're all gonna prioritize maybe a debuff reducer to start, but something maybe in the next 4 minutes is the full Dispel magic, because obviously Infernus is off to a great start. You really want to peel those afterburns off. It also helps you out with Warden Cage, because look, he's already got 2 points in Cage. That is going to get maxed. So you're going to have to deal with the Silence as well, and it'll help with the Graves Immobilize wall. So I think Dispel Magic is going to be a huge one. But before I get too far away and hand the mic back to you, Rar on that page, I think is doing what I suggested. I think we're going to see the Conjure Dragon Spirit page.
No, I'm a little disappointed that it's not gun page, because what a call that would have been, but love to see it. I'm here with the antiquated Deadlock games not even out yet. Lash going to pop out the ulti, going to get the stun onto it too. Not going to go an escape plan. So the ulti comes out as well from the Venator. Oh, you hate to see a Lash ulti used like that. And we're kind of eating our words at the moment. 10k soul lead already for North Carolina at Charlotte, as they're coming out of these lanes strong.
Yeah, they've had a really good time. It's mostly off the back of Kane really dominating this right side, but they also won mid, and in a lane that I kind of suggested was going to go more the favor of the Kelvin and Shiv. That early singularity really paying dividends, creating enough space to keep the Shiv behind, and you know they got their Guardian early. They might be behind on money. They're funneling souls onto Shiv in a really profound way, which is going to pay off. But for the time being, they look like they're behind because they lost that lane. But I do want to see a little bit of a shift in focus from North Alabama right now, because that is a comeback earn. This early in the game is very, very significant and very easy to turn in. Both Guardians are standing on that side, though, so we'll see if anybody actually wants to count the advantage there.
Yeah, it feels a bit surprising that they've kind of let it go to the wayside for this long. Would have really liked to have seen them to pick it up almost immediately with the souls being kind of this lopsided. I guess they're maybe a little bit scared. North Carolina definitely do have a very good earn contest lineup. You know, Dynamo, one of the best earn contesters in the game, arguably, just with the ability to press that singularity in a fight. The fight looks like we might have one to get the ulti to safety, as 3 people did rotate into the lane, but North Alabama just walking away. Now Kelvin ulti going to keep that Shiv alive, and they're using a lot of tools to keep the Shiv in the game and healthy in the lane.
I'm not going to pass too much judgment, but that's a very expensive tool with a Shiv that was only half HP. Maybe they're a little scared they might not make it back to Walker if they don't pull the Ice Stone there, but Kane is here without the backup, and they do catch at least the Kelvin with the singularity, so it's going to be one player likely going down with the Graves backup here as well.
Shiv's ticking down.
Ice Path not going to be enough, and Shiv on the side is barely living. If you get a little bit more damage with backup, no, the Walker is not enough. So $12 and change. And here we talked about earlier will go down as well. There's just too many heroes here on the mid. They're actually going to get Walker. That's an insane pickup this early.
Such an early Walker to get, and after 2 really good kills, keeping the pressure up. Now, you've got to imagine that North Alabama have their sights on it.
Yeah, they really have to. Unfortunately, they've stalemated on this left side, so nobody's like pushing too hard to go and grab it, because there's going to be a little bit of a contest. But honestly, they just force the pickup right now and get the comeback, but it's just not going that way.
Oh, Bennett's going to die as well. It's like 3 heroes rotate to get there. I mean, this Abrams and this Page doing a good job of keeping the pressure up. Looks like they want to try and force the Guardian. But the Binding Vow going to come out. Oh, Binding Word, sorry, will just be hit by it, but no punish is there. Very interesting
That was
how
a-
long these laning stages are going on.
Yeah, that was a crazy long cage. Well, next time we take a look at the items, we'll see if he's got like a expansion or something on top of that. But I did mention that we might see this 15 minutes in. We've had extended laning phases without rotations, but fight in mid breaks out. Shiv really needs to not die again. The catastrophe in the mid lane that we just saw, they'll back out early enough as buffs spawn and Dynamo will pick up. I think that was a movement on that side, and maybe it was Kane or Kane on the Infernus or Joustin on his Doorman to pick up the other one. But things going really, really well for University of North Carolina. 80k to 68 in souls.
Yeah, and Earn just swapped sides as well, which makes things go from bad to worse on North Alabama, because it feels like they're one lane where they had the advantage to maybe bring someone to pick up that Earn. It's now not that. It's now very much behind. Lash even going to ping it, wants to try and contest it. Try and pick that one up, but this Infernus and this Doorman are just very hard to push into. Gonna hit the doorbell on that Lash and just immediately pushes it back with the slowing Hex. Wants to go for more. Infernus looks like he's getting the flame dash. Only Mobilize does hit the Doorman. Pushes forward, gets one. Can he get another? No, not gonna over push his advantage. Just punishing him. Just punishing that Lash for walking forward.
I'm not sure that they're not done pushing their advantage, but Seismic Impact will crash onto the left side. Looks like a little bit of a defensive maneuver. Abrams and Page stuck in a bad situation here as 4 heroes from North Carolina are pushing in. That Tombstone helping out here for Enlightened Pie, and they'll find 1 kill. Page will back up, and oh my goodness, look at the Boundless Spirit queued up. It is
she's
all
ready.
damage for this Page build.
She's ready to conjure some dragons. They're going to be big ones. They're going to go. But they do get a Walker in that middle lane. Looks like North Carolina kind of over-rotated on the left side of the map, so they will be a Walker for Walker. A little bit of life there, but there is an Infernus just killing people. Just dealing with the Lash. Doorman gets him the exits. They also picked up a Walker of their own. 17 minutes and 3 Walkers down in total across the map. I imagine this Infernus will now rotate over to where the last one stands and just start working on that.
Yeah, I mean, they have the pick of the litter right now. Like, this Infernus is absolutely unkillable at 20k souls. At this point in the game is like over 17 his per minute is over 1,000. This early and they've kind of left the Venator Lash to kind of hope to do something, hold wave, but they've lost the Guardian, lost the Walker now, and lost their lives more times than we care to speak about.
Yeah, if we could see actually this Dynamo with the double bank, how much stacks does he have? Because this has been quite a kill heavy game for North Carolina, so it'd be really interested to see what he's at. I'm thinking maybe like 3 and 4, which when you're in one of these kind of environments starts stacking up. It starts really helping. And Doorman actually changing the subject, going to be trying to deliver that Earn very aggressively. Infernus going in for the kill here onto the Shiv, immediately picks it up, takes that guy's $12 and change, wants to go for more. There's no Walker here, so nothing to really stop him. Going for the left click, going to have to reload. I think should get away, but Venator jumps in, not going to get the gut shot as the Earn's just delivered during that fight.
Yeah, North Carolina are way too rich. Like, already rich, and now it's even worse. And you can see them stacked up on the left side, so that'll be another Walker, very, very likely, unless, maybe North Alabama put together a miracle defense on this Walker. It's kind of their last hope. They kind of need to show up for this one, and North Carolina are actually smart about it. They're going to back off.
They don't want to overstay their welcome. I mean, it makes sense. North Alabama literally only have one thing to defend right now apart from mid-boss, and it is that Walker. So they figure they're all going to come in. A good lash out underneath a Walker can really ruin your day. So it makes complete sense to back out there, just kind of spread around the map. This Ivy build, very interesting seeing the gun Ivy back at it again. Not the kind of utility one that I was expecting. A little bit of a fight from North Alabama on the left side here with that Shiv Page Lash combo, but they're really overstaying their welcome. Ivy going to go forward. They don't really have a very, easy way to engage, but if North Alabama stay, then they definitely have the tools to kill them. Although Infernus isn't there, neither is Dynamo. Maybe it's just a standoff.
I appreciate their attempt to kind of move forward and do something, kind of get the ball rolling back in their direction, but at this point it's just a little bit too far forward. I think you made a great point. If you get a death slam underneath a tower, that's kind of your answer back into things right now, or the comebacker, one of the two things. But as you can see, 4 heroes from North Carolina are on this side.
Oh,
that's a big death slam. Actually
huge.
Grabs onto 3. Is there enough? There's not a lot of follow damage. Unfortunately, that would have been an unbelievable play.
They do get the doorman.
They do get the doorman, though. That's fairly big, but here comes the return with the last stand being popped.
And they're going to get immobilized by the page binding word. Disarming Hex does come through, so can't hit. Good Kelvin ult locks in that warden, but who's locked in with who? Dynamo is here, doesn't have ulti yet. Going to throw up the flask as the binding word also hits through, and it's a little bit of a nothing burger for that Kelvin ulti as now North Carolina just kind of back up. Shivs here trying to pepper people with those shivs. Not going to quite manage it. And you know, I feel like we're not talking about the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is the 26k Souls Graves, by the way. Nope, going to go through with that Abrams. Binding word once again. There's the immobilize. Will hit. No real follow-up. Shoulder charge comes through on that Ivy. Getting very low. Rescue beam to safety though. And Abrams needs to kind of get out of this one very healthy, but maybe not for long, as Infernus has shown up, has those toxic bullets on the go, has the Boundless Spirit, and can just start chewing through any sort of frontline or backline they find. And look at that, 500 damage just from one quick burst. Hasn't even had to reload yet. 1,500. Kelvin's just in so much trouble. He's just gonna melt. Leave him alone. They're going forward for more on the Walker. I think this Walker's
Yeah, it's unfortunate it's had to come to this position because Kane wound up rotating into this fight after, you know, both teams kind of stood around in this lane for something along the lines of 7 minutes. Even Light and Fly is here to contest the comeback earned turn. I think it went the way of North Alabama, but you might see Shiv going down.
Oh no,
actually, no, they turned the fight. So that's at least a couple of things going in the direction, but they also lose the Walker at the same time.
And the
Bunch of unfortunate plays kind of lead North Carolina just maintain their lead.
Yeah. But I believe, I'm a believer. There's something here. Now, to be fair, it is very hard to fight into a Dynamo that's in the lead, but I believe, like the Graves died. We can see the angle. They are going to go for mid-boss. They don't have half of their ultimates, which makes this a little bit scary if North Alabama do want to contest, but I don't think they're going for it. I mean, it's not dying that quick. So the Raw's going to come out. They'll know it's happening. They have Lash ult. They have Kelvin ult soon. Is it going to go down? Yeah.
It definitely would have been a good contest, but they're just not really in the position, or maybe a little bit too fearful of the potential from the side of University of North Carolina. Yeah, you talked about it. Like, they were just down most of their ults for that position. They probably would have lost a few lives if not traded out a couple of the Rejuvenators, which when you're this far behind, getting the Rejuvenators off for, you know, just a couple deaths is like totally worth it.
Well, Venator getting chased down by the Graves. And Venator, meanwhile, going to get the kill onto Kelvin. And they'll chase down the Venator. Burned to a crisp. Ghost living up to their name there. So they are moved over to the Afterlife. A 13 kill streak on Kane to clean. Wait, Kane and Venator? Wait a second. Hold up. Kane and Abel? Wait, am I seeing lines? Am I seeing things? Great.
You're seeing the Matrix.
I'm seeing the Matrix.
Gone beyond.
I
do think just thinking about next game, because this is getting a little bit rough here from side North Alabama. not going to go too far in the future, but I do think that we'll probably see an Infernus ban heading into game 2.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point, it's all but certain.
Oh, Lash ulti gonna come out, lands onto one, into the towers, and then the doorman stops the follow up. Oh, welcome to the hotel. Welcome to. I hope you enjoy your stay. It's Graves now. Gonna get a nice heal up. Still pretty low. They have all 3 rejuves ready to go, so they are feeling bold to go here. And you're absolutely right when it comes to game 2. Probably an Infernus ban, but it's interesting because their first ban was Wraith, right? Is that the team? I believe. No, it was North Carolina that banned out Wraith. I am wrong. So they banned out Wraith and then picked it up. It was Mo and Krill that North Alabama banned out. So yeah, maybe we get rid of this Infernus hero. Ivy is getting quite low. Pops the rejuve. Lash going to be one to pick that one up on the hunt. I won't be able to get anything else out of it. The base is broken.
They got a rejuve and they held their shrines. So I mean, silver lining.
That's all we need. The comeback starts now. I mean, genuinely, they didn't lose their shrines, and that was a scary push. They have Dynamo, they have Infernus ult, so they had the tools to try and force that, but didn't really want to go for it. And there's a refresher up on this Graves. Oof.
That's massively greedy build, by the way. I didn't want to really touch on it, but we'll see a lot of builds like this. Not a single piece of lettuce in that inventory.
No. This is a squishy Graves hero. Slash. Takes a lot of damage, but managed to get away. And I imagine North Carolina's gameplay just going to be take this urn, force a fight. Wait, he gets the lash kill. I didn't even notice. What the?
Yep. He's got duration. He's got boundless. He's got max afterburn. Like, he just ate him up. And Skyrora just too far behind. Like, literally 12,000 souls. 2 tier 4s behind Kane on this Infernus.
When you put it like that, I mean, it almost sounds insurmountable. I'm not going to lie. Got the leech on the go. Gets the kill from the Kelvin. He wasn't on his screen for like 10 seconds and he died. Now the Venator's the target. Flame dash forward. Good gut shots try and push him back, but you're still standing on the smoke, standing on the flames. Good counter spell to block the Page ulti as well. Disarming Hex will stop him from getting more stacks, but I don't think it's going to matter. Ghost brought down there by the Infernus. Now the concussive combustion going to go forward. Lands onto the Abrams inside the little cubby hole. Gets the stacks going. 1,000 damage just from the bullets alone. Immobilize going to come out for the captivating read, but this Infernus is just looking unstoppable. Lash ulti, it didn't get the Infernus. I don't know what it landed on there, and I think Lash might die for it.
Got counterspelled. It's just insult to injury. Counterspell. He counterspelled the Page ult. He counterspelled the Lash ult. Like, you might have to check him's computer.
Check him computer. How can he be allowed to buy counterspell? Big item. Big item if you don't forget that you've got it. Abrams looking for a flank. Maybe. Or he's just lost. Oh, the ball deflects, weird interaction, gets the wall, but he's valleyed away.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't catch a wall, so no stun there. Oh, Singularity will catch a couple of heroes, and more importantly, they'll get the first part of the Patron down on the Hidden King, and I gotta imagine with the kind of soul leading power they have on this Infernus, yeah, that they're just gonna clean things up here.
Yeah, Aaron's gonna die, and a clean, clinical one. Infernus just running away with it, dashing away with it. If you allow me such things. As the
only one more time
goes down. One more time down. I got a whole other game to go. Singularity comes out, and
you got a whole other game, but you'll have an Infernus ban is what you'll have.
Oh, that's true. I won't be able to do it because there'll be no more flame dashes. No more flame dashes. I mean, Mox. What do they need to do to fix?
Probably maybe just a reallocation of lanes. I do think there is one thing that could have made this a lot easier, and that is the focusing of the urn. If we really want to like tighten up the bolts and talk about like macro stuff here, like they had first urn as comeback. That's huge. Like, you just grab it and walk it. Doesn't matter. Lose your guardian, whatever. Like, just go get that comeback. Every team across every game ever should send 4 people, 5 people to pick up comeback room. It's so free. Just do it. Yeah. But they still had angles. Like, imagine a world they just layer all their ultimates on top of the Infernus. Like, UNCC didn't have anything else. Like, really? Like, you talk about the Graves farming for most of the game. But if they can kill the Infernus, who is susceptible early, then there's an angle.
Yeah. Definitely, and a well-deserved MVP, as you were saying, for this Infernus. Just unstoppable. This game, 17 kill streak, 17 kills, most player damage, most souls, second most objective damage, so he's slacking a bit. But yeah, I think you're right with the call on the Infernus ban. I think we're definitely going to be seeing that one because, it was just a little bit of a monster. We go over to the scoreboard.
Shout out RAR Page, by the way. We look at the damage numbers.
33k. Actually, second highest in the lobby. from that page.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Spirit page back? Spirit page back? You sound super confident with what I just said, so I'm going to say Spirit page back.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Spirit.
Yeah, that's good enough, I think.
Yeah.
I think we can run with it. In fact, front page. The producers get us the headline.
Yeah. Paige is back. She never left, but she's back. She's got a whole new library, and it hurts. It hurts.
She was never here, and she never left, but she's back.
She's back. She's so back. And you know what? We will be right back as we go to a break, getting game 2 ready. Best of 2. So this is going to be the last game, but I'm sure it will also be a banger. We probably won't be seeing Infernus, though. I'm sorry for the Infernus stands out there. I'm sorry. Okay, see you soon.